We continue to await the press briefing there from the Pentagon, which has been daily at this point at around 10:30 a.m. Running a little behind today, as you can see. Ellie Cohanim is joining us live. She is a former State Department. Good to see you back here, and thanks so much for hanging in there with us. We were just updating again of the thoughts of what needs to happen from the Pentagon today, what we need to hear. Security, I think, Ellie, first and foremost.
Well, Sean, we had control of the Bagram air base, which is as big as a small town. And like thieves in the night, the Biden administration abandoned the air base literally without telling the Afghanis. They left in the middle of the night and shut off the electricity. Now, if we still had Bagram, we wouldn't be in the debacle that we're in today. And conceivably, our 13 service members would be alive right now. So, there are some people who are advocating for the United States to take control of Bagram again. The other question that the Pentagon needs to answer is what is going to happen with all of the abandoned military equipment. The United States abandoned high-tech military equipment. We basically have armed the Taliban right now. So that is a very important question for the Pentagon to address. What are we going to do about all the abandoned military equipment that was left behind? What are we going to do about the fact that, in essence, the Biden administration has now armed the Taliban, one of the world's worst terrorist organizations? And so there's a lot of questions for the Pentagon to answer. Of course, they still need to account for every single American who's been left behind. We need to get all our Americans back home safely. I want to also note that Democrats are already kind of making a lot of noise, AOC and the squad, about bringing Afghan refugees to the United States. Now, I am originally from Iran. I was a refugee to the United States, and I completely understand the importance of that. But why aren't they advocating for Americans? We have Americans left behind right now in Afghanistan. That has to be our #1 priority. It's getting our own U.S. citizens back home safely.
And quite frankly, again, we don't know an exact number of Americans, as you point out, Ellie. The fact that they still need to get out, perhaps it's several hundred. But since you yourself come from a unique situation, a refugee yourself, talk to me perhaps about the screening process. I know there have been concerns to make sure that such a large number of people who are trying to leave Afghanistan are in fact people who you would welcome into the country with open arms. And before you get to that, it looks like we're going to head to the podium right now with the general. Let's listen in, Ellie. Stay with us and let's listen.